So on this RV, we're having a problem with the leaky tank. We need to diagnose if the problem is on the water tank or is on this toilet. So what I'm gonna proceed to do is to fill out this toilet with water. It's all the way up to the blade, so I'm gonna go outside and check under the trailer, see what's going on. As we can see, we have water all over, a major leak. So we have to figure out if the problem is under the trailer, if the tank is cracked, or if it's under the toilet. Okay, I can see water right there. This is going down, so the problem could be the gasket under the toilet, or it can be a broken tank. So we're gonna proceed to remove this toilet and check the bottom. So there's still a lot of water coming out from the tank, so I'm gonna let go some of the water so we don't flood the inside of the trailer. So here we go. We're gonna remove this toilet. Very simple. There's two screws attached to the flange and water supply. Make sure that the water pump or water supply is off before taking this off. Okay, I got the water supply off. Now the flange screws. A ratchet wrench is gonna work better. our toilet. Turn this off. So I can see the water, and it seems like it might be the flange. This looks pretty old, and this could be the problem. And all that water, this is pretty worn out. It's been here for a while. Water is still there, and there's no drip, so that means that the tank probably is okay. But I'm gonna go and fill this all the way up and monitor for any more leaks. If I don't see any more leaks, that means that the problem is gonna be the flange. Okay. So right now, there's no more water coming down. That looks okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill the whole flange all the way up. There's just a drip coming, but that's residue water from before. Okay, I'm gonna bring the water all the way up to the flange, and then we're gonna check, see if it goes lower or not. This is just to check if you can see the water right there moving. This is just to check if there's any more leaks somewhere. Seems like the water is going down just very little. So I'll put some more water on it. I want to have it all the way to right here where my finger is. Right now it's under here. I want to bring it all the way up and then check from there. So as I said before, the water level is still the same. It seems like it's been holding. I already checked the tank and there's no leak, so the problem is gonna be probably the gasket. This is the old gasket. As you can see, it's pretty old, and I got a new gasket in here. This is the comparison with the other gasket. This one looks pretty flat. So there's also, when you're doing this, you gotta check the flange. So right here you can see a crack flange right here, but the customer said he doesn't care about it, so we're gonna see if this is not gonna affect us with this tightening of the gasket. If not, we're gonna have to replace it, or he's gonna have to live with a leaky toilet. So right now, because it's too full right here, I want to go and drop some of the water, get some of this water off, and then we'll see. We'll replace the toilet, the gasket, and then install the toilet. So I'm right here under the trailer just to make sure that there's no water leaks. I'll let go some of the water again.
I think that's enough water for now. I'm gonna close the valve. So the water level went a little bit down, as you can see. It's almost like 3 inches lower. Got some paper towels to clean this and start installing the flange. So I'm gonna tilt the toilet. I got my telephone in my pocket, so it might fall. So clean it up. On this one is different because you have to install the gasket first. And then set the toilet. So now we got it there. Okay, where's the bolt? It's down here. When I put it back where it goes, in here. Okay. Now we're gonna set the toilet. Nut. So the toilet is been set. Now I'm gonna hook up the water supply. But one important thing, right here on the water supply, there's always a gasket. I always change it because it's gonna leak. This is old and it's flat, so I always replace it with a new one because you don't want to put everything together and then find out that you have a water leak. So okay, I put it all the way in. Can hardly see it. Okay, then I connect the water. So I got the water supply back on. Gasket has been replaced. Now we're gonna check again. I got the hose outside. I will recommend to leave the hose outside most of the time, all of the time that you're working on this, because if you're going somewhere to get parts or whatever, the hose can burst and then you're gonna find out that you have a puddle of water or a pool inside the toilet, and that's gonna make it worse. So now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna fill it up all the way to probably the top and then check for water leaks. Hopefully that's gonna be the problem, and that's gonna fix this trailer, this water problem. Also, before anything else, you have to turn on the pump, make sure that there's no water leak on the water supply. Right now I'm just using the hose, but I still have to check the seal that I put in the water supply. So I'm gonna fill this up and go outside and check for water. Okay, remember what I said. Always take your hose all the way up. It's a little bit more walking, a little bit more work, but it's worth it. Okay, now I am under the trailer, just making sure and see if there's any water leaks. It seems like there's a drop right there. But it can be residue water, so we're gonna let it there for a little bit and then we'll come and check later. Okay, I'm following up with the tank. Water is still on. There's no water around it like there was before. No water. Top it's all the way up because I'm checking both tanks, the gray tank and the black tank. So I'm gonna go check underneath. And if there's no water, well, I already know because I started putting it back together. I have to put all of this water barrier right here. So this looks good. And right now, we can see that there's no water anywhere under the coach. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start putting back all of these vapor barrier back together, dump the tanks, both of them, and then start putting the belly back in it and the valve. So I'm gonna open this right here, let the water go. This is gonna be for the toilet. Okay, I'm gonna let it drain on both tanks and then I'll come back and give you an update when I'm putting the belly back into the coach. Still draining the tanks. We're looking about like a 30-gallon tank, so it takes a while. Okay, finally these tanks have been drained. I'm gonna take this hose out of here, put it over there on the side. Okay, the reason we found a leak on the tank is because we replaced these valves, these dump valves. And when I was checking it, just to make sure that they weren't leaking, that's when the tank started leaking. So that's what we do, we check and then recheck. So now let's put the belly back together. Okay, so far I got the belly up. Now I'm gonna have to do the trim. On this trim I had to put some butyl tape. As you can see, this is the tape. Right here is to waterproof it, just like right there. So now I'm about to put this back in here. And gotta find the screws.
Okay, now the gas line. Propane. Okay, I'm gonna finish, put the jacks, install back those jacks over there, and we'll should be done pretty soon. So this is what we do when we replace the waste valves on one of these coaches. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes we have to do all of this work, take this whole belly and put everything back together the way it should be. So this is gonna conclude this project right here, and hopefully we'll see you with another one pretty soon.